welcome to episode 19 of Rational Romantics. And today we are so excited to share a conversation that Deb and I had right when Taylor Swift, obviously our Taylor, when Taylor announced that she got back her master's. So it's a very casual, just like coffee shop conversation with me and Deb. So that's what you'll be hearing in a couple minutes here. And before that, we are going to, of course, share some Bridgerton updates and update you on anything happening in the world of pop culture. So here we go.
It's funny because you say coffee shop talk for Taylor, but I feel like we're about to have the same kind of thing now with like this recap and everything. It's a casual episode. We're just chit-chatting, and I mean, there's some little tidbits from Jonathan Bailey because he is on a yet another world tour. This man is traveling the world and like flip-flops in tow, no pun intended. Wow, I just killed myself.
That was a dad joke if I've ever heard one.
God. Oh my God, that was so bad. It was good.
It was
Ooh.
amazing.
Sometimes things just come out of my mouth and I'm like, whoa, that is questionable. But yeah, anyways, we could talk about that too. But yeah, he's just been gallivanting the world, and obviously questions are popping up about Bridgerton, and he's spilling some tea.
He really is. And we love him for that. We love him for that. Because he definitely gave a big spoiler and said casually, just like, oh yeah, I was just filming a wedding. And then he goes, and then he realizes, and he catches himself. And he's like, oh, that's not a spoiler, is it? People know people get married in Bridgerton, right? Not a spoiler. And it's like, oh, if you would have just blown by it, I think we would have called way less attention than him freaking out and being like, that wasn't a spoiler. It's like, bud, but it was.
That literally just confirms that it was a spoiler. If you need to backtrack and be like, that wasn't a spoiler, like, obviously it was. Like, dude, and I love him for it. But to be fair, there is a wedding in every season of Bridgerton. But, every season that's coming up is new. You never know. You never know. But I think it's pretty safe to say that he's talking about a benefit wedding.
It just feels almost certain. I mean, who the heck else could it be? Like, that Kate and Anthony are at? I mean, maybe if it was another character, you could say, okay, there might be another small wedding that they decide to attend of whatever. But if you're going to have the Viscount there, it's going to be the wedding of the season. It's going to be Benefice. So I feel like it's as close to confirmed as we can get that is Benedict and Sophie's wedding, and that we'll be seeing that on screen in season 4. So, yeah.
So exciting. So exciting. And yeah, like, as you were saying it, I was like, exactly. Like, if he was shooting a wedding, it wouldn't be just like anybody, like, any, like, I don't know. And it has to be for his brother. That's why he's there. Hopefully Kate is there too. And I mean, yeah, it feels pretty confirmed, and that's super exciting. And I love that. I really do. And like, he also spoke on other things about like the longevity of his like time on Bridgerton too. Like, he spoke about how like he's going to be a big brother to everybody until the day he dies. He's like saying there's such an importance in like staying with a project, staying with a character as long as you can. He has a lot of he sets a lot of importance to that. So that just felt really comforting to know that he hopes to be a part of Bridgerton as long as he can be, and hopefully for 8 seasons. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, that was so lovely to hear from him. And we made the right person famous, guys. Like, this is a whole episode full of we made the right person famous. Him and Taylor, and just,
Yeah.
we done good with those two. I did want to interject and talk about regarding the Outlander prequel Blood of My Blood. So I got some information from Jessica's Healthy Life Journey on Instagram, where she let me know that her family is connected to the castle where they film, like the Lovett Castle in Outlander and Blood of My Blood. And she was talking to the people there, and the people like at the gift shop and everywhere and whatever, and they were saying that Outlander Blood of My Blood, the prequel series, will be back filming there in September. So it sounds like they're gearing up for a season 2, even though we haven't gotten official news that they're getting a season 2 yet. But I'm extremely excited.
That's so exciting. It makes sense that they would like hop on to another season even before it's even been released because there's so much hype, so much excitement, and like they're gauging that level of excitement, and nobody wants to say goodbye to the Outlander world. And with the prequel, like you can follow these new stories in a whole different way. So that's really cool that she has that insider information. And I mean, yeah, like if you have to shut down like production at a castle and like, that's a whole like that's their livelihood. They make money in these gift shops and tours and all these things. So they would be in the know about what's coming up, So that's pretty cool. That's really exciting, and I I can't believe it's like less than 2 months away that we get to see Blood of My Blood, and I'm sure we're gonna be hungry for so much more.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like they have a pretty clear plan for 4 seasons. So I'm feeling really good about that, especially if they're, greenlighting another season before. It sounds like, I feel like if it does reasonably well, which I can't imagine it won't, then we might get all 4 seasons. And I'm very optimistic for that. I think it's going to be a great show. So excited.
I think now is the perfect time to dive into us talking about Taylor Swift getting her master's back because we absolutely freaked out when this happened. So let's dive into that.
Hi.
Oh, hi!
Hi.
What's going on? What's
Oh,
up?
just casually, it's Swifty Independence Day. So
Cheers to that!
I love it.
I'm obsessed. Obsessed, obsessed, obsessed. God, what the fuck, dude? What is today? What is today?
Today's insane. I woke up
Today's
this morning and was like, okay, today's my down day before today.
I thought that too. It's so funny because like when we were like, we should record, and I was like, I was supposed to stay away from my screen tonight, but I guess not.
No.
So I was gonna chill tonight.
This is not screen time though. This is bestie time. Like
That's true.
it's
This
its
is
own thing.
like, yeah, this is like phone calls for like 2025.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Because
That's
nothing
fine.
really happens until you've obsessed about it with somebody that loves it too. So
So true. So here we are. Here we are.
I have
Okay.
I have an Aperol
Same.
spritz, guys, because
Love it.
I was like, what am I? It's Swifty Independence Day. Am I gonna
Hmm.
not go get some champagne? Like, and I already have Aperol, so like, what? Let's go get some champagne. Like,
Come on.
yeah.
Come on. I don't do Aperol spirits, so I'm doing white wine. And this, I mean, define glass. I mean, maybe it's my second and a half. I'm not sure. It is definitely a different time zone right now. So yeah, it's just that kind of night. It's Friday night. And what better way than to talk to you about what today happened? What happened today? What today happened is
I
basically
mean,
just the whiplash we've got.
the what today happened, really. Like, I'm flabbergasted. It was so crazy. Okay, so how about this? Let's pretend like we know how to podcast a little bit. Do you want to
Okay.
share what your reality was? Like, how did you find this out? Where were you at? Give me the full details.
Um, where was I at? I was at work. Classic. And it was like everybody was hunkered down. Like we work in like an open office space, and everybody was very serious. very focused. There was like you shouldn't like eat an apple because like everybody's gonna hear you kind of thing. So I sit across from my boss and I all I do is like go, oh my God, Taylor Swift posted something on her website. She's like, Godspeed, go for it, dive in, you're gonna be okay. I was like, oh my God, okay. And then it's this massive thing, and I'm like, how do I best read this? Do I like do I like zoom in on the like browser? I was like, I took a picture of it, and then I like went in and I was like this through, like I was just sliding through the picture. And halfway through, she was like, so, what's the gist? I was like, she got her freedom back. She was like, oh my God. I was like, I know. She's like, what about Rep TV? I'm like, I'm at that part. Hang on. It was crazy. It was so crazy.
I'm crying.
Oh no! No! It's so nice. It was so beautiful. And like we hadn't heard from her in so long. It was
Yeah.
amazing. And she just had all this beautiful like oh she's such a way with words, obviously, but like this note was just like everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sorry, y'all.
Girl.
I'm on day 2 of my period, and TMI I know, but day 2 of my
Oh.
period, and emotional things have been happening in my personal life today. So it's just a lot. It's a lot right now. I'm feeling all of the emotions. Um,
Yeah.
but I love that so much. I love the support from your boss. That's so beautiful. I love that.
And then when I was done, they were like, and then my boss was like, okay, everybody, Deborah has an announcement to make. I was like, she bought back everything. She owns it all again. And and some people were standing up listening to me. I was like, they're like, what about Rep TV? I was like, it's okay. We might get vault tracks. It's fine. But yeah, crazy. What a crazy day. So I'm assuming you were at work then. You must have been
Yeah.
at work?
So
Okay.
yeah, so I was at work, and so one of my classes is 20 girls and 2 boys. And God bless that class, and those boys are good sports. But it's a lot of, a lot of Taylor Swift conversation, a lot of, it's a very feminine energy class. And it's
Mm-hmm.
been really fun. It's been great. And I have a few, really Swifties in that group. And so I am just scrolling through my phone because they're working on their essays. And so when they need me, they just tell me. And so I'm just sitting there scrolling through my phone, and I pull up Instagram, and like 3 minutes ago, it's a post from Taylor Swift. And I was like, I'm being pranked. I was like, this isn't real. Like, this cannot be right. And I see the new pictures, and I read the caption of like, you belong with me, like note in my note in my website. As I rush over there, and as I'm rushing to her website, I'm like levitating out of my chair. And I was like, Autumn, because she's my number one Swiftie in that class. And I was so then I go, Taylor Swift posted. And I'm like, and all the girls are like, what is going on? And I was like, it's Taylor Swift. They're like, what's going on? And I was like, it's Taylor Swift. And so I go rushing over, and I sit down next to this one girl, and I'm like gonna show her my screen, and she goes, I can't read that. And I go, that's fine. And so I stand up and I like read it out loud to my class. And I was like, whatever this is, it's monumental. And so I read this, and I'm like choked up and like teary and all these things. I'm like, she bought back her masters, like this is insane. And it was the most collective moment that I have felt around being a Swiftie since I was at the Eras tour. Like, it felt so powerful to be in like a room full of young women that are inspired by Taylor, and like, it really feels so amazing to get to be in a position of like, that they trust me enough to roll with me, even when they're not Taylor Swift fans, to be like, there's something of value here. And I think that that's what's
Mm-hmm.
really so beautiful, I mean, about all of this and about Taylor, is that she brings so much to the table, whether you're a fan of her music or not. And then obviously as a fan of her music, this is a pretty big moment. So it was a great way to find out.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. It's like if you were reading like the Declaration of Independence or something to your class. Like
That's
just
exactly how I felt.
sharing the news. This is like that's crazy. Oh, what a special moment. And like what a crazy, crazy no, like it had everything that we needed. You know, like it had her, you know, she shared her emotion of like feeling elated that finally she could say these words, and like giving us an insight on how so many times she was so close to being able to, but then it was taken away. And like, you know, I guess we could have assumed that that was happening, but like she really gave us an inside look at like the battle that she was fighting. Like, sure, she was re-recording and she was like taking like those steps to make them her own, but obviously the best case scenario is for her to own the original, you know, masters of what she's made. Every single thing that she's put out, she deserves to own that. So like, even though it's beautiful that she was re-recording the Taylor's versions, there's still like she was doing it because she had to, not because she wanted to. And I think what's so beautiful about all of this is that now whatever she does it because she wants to. And it was just yeah, it was really special.
It was just in so many ways. And I think I just, I don't know. And I feel like we're so blessed to have the re recordings and to have this like legacy of this monumental step that was taken. And like one that was so connected to so many amazing female musicians. Like Kelly Clarkson is the one who suggested this to Taylor. Like this is not,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this is a collaboration, and it feels like this victory was for, I mean, musicians everywhere, women everywhere, female musicians. Like it was more than just a moment for Taylor. It
Yeah.
was everything. And it's just so special.
Yeah. And like knowing how many artists are now like putting it in their contracts and like protecting themselves because of it, like
Mm-hmm.
she's created such a movement for women and artists in general moving forward that like what they create is their own and they need to protect that. And she's done so much, and like it was so beautiful to see that those pictures that she posted of her like with the like records, the original ones, even the ones that she's re-recorded, like the original versions of it, like they're now hers. And like at the very end of her letter, like I just about burst into tears when she's like, the best thing that's ever been mine is now actually mine. And I was like, oh god, oh my god, I wanted to like, if I wasn't like in a very quiet room I would have cried for sure. Like it was so great. It's beautiful.
No, it's so great. Yeah. It's just, it feels so, it's surreal, honestly, because like there was a part of me that thought that she would never get them back. Like
Yeah.
it just feels, it's amazing, and I'm so happy for her. I can't imagine being separated from your art in that way. Like, and all of her art. I mean, the stadium tour movies and the like music videos and the photographs of her own face, the pictures of herself,
Yeah.
not even like anything else, not even something that she wrote collaboratively with somebody else, literally a picture of her face is
Yeah.
not even her own. And that's
Mhm.
wild. And so it's just, I mean, it's amazing in every way that she has those back.
Yeah. It's so amazing. But can we talk though about how she had re-recorded all of debut but hadn't even finished Reputation, and the amount of clowning we've been doing for, I'm gonna say years. I'm gonna like years. We've been waiting for Reputation and she hadn't even finished it. And I feel like that was a real thing that she said, that she did for us to be like, guys, I know you guys are waiting for Rep. I'm not even done though. Like you know, there's only so much clowning that we could do. I think it came to a point where she's like, guys, I love you, but like, I'm not done. And like, this is it. This is like black and white what's happening. And that's just what makes her so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, she really, truly respects her fans. And I really, yeah, I think we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because how wild.
No, I totally agree. Well, and it's funny because I remember, and partially it was because I wanted an announcement at my Eras Tour show, but I had been saying, well, since my Eras Tour show, that I thought that Debut was going to come before Reputation.
Yeah.
And so, like, that was funny. And then I got on the TS12 train. And so I don't feel as, like, I feel like a lot of people feel very much like the rug got yanked, like, out from under them. Because they're like, oh, are we just never going to get Rep TV? Which, like, we probably won't, not at least not in that way. Like, we'll get
Mm-hmm.
vault tracks, we'll get some re-recording. Like, there will be some of it, but it won't be, like, Rep TV like the other recordings were. Which, like, that's okay for people to feel and to, like, maybe have to mourn that a little bit, or maybe have to, whatever, adjust to that. That's totally understandable. And obviously still being, deeply grateful and understanding that Taylor gets to do whatever she wants, and that it's a great thing that she owns her masters, even if that means
Yeah.
that a Reputation TV proper doesn't happen. But I feel like I maybe didn't quite get as much, like, oof, over the lack of Rep TV as maybe some other people did. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
still really excited for the vault tracks and for everything. Like, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. The full tracks that they exist is exciting. And I think it's exciting that, she re-recorded all of Debut and she's like, I actually kind of really enjoy the new versions of them, which is exciting because that's where my love of Taylor started, was Debut. So I love that album. So I would love to get that. But yeah, I was just happy for her, and like whatever she wants to do, I'll be happy with. And I just love that she's like, like if that's something that you guys want, like maybe I'll do the try. Like if that's what you want, I'm like, girl, everything that you're suggesting that we may or may not want is things that we absolutely want. So she's just like, you and I. She's just a real gal. So I think it's so sweet. She's so cute.
Adorable. So, like, do you have a Taylor Swift origin story? Like, how did you find Taylor? Do you remember? Or was it just, like, she kind of started seeping onto your playlist?
Um, I do remember. Yes, I think I was 16. I was about 16 years old. And so back in my day, we would scan through cable channels and CMT, country music television.
Okay.
Okay, this is so dumb. It's so dumb. I used to love, they had this show called Pick a Puppy, where it was like is with this woman called Beverly Mahood. I don't know if she's American, maybe she's Canadian, but it was just a show on CMT where you like picked a puppy, and in like commercials and stuff, they were showing like music videos and everything, and Teardrops on My Guitar was like always popping up, and I was like, what is this? So I listened to no, sorry, it was Tim McGraw, the song Tim McGraw. And I was like, this is new, but she's like my age, and like I love same age, same thing. So like I just listened to the song, and then I was hooked because like I had a lot of romantic failures in my high school years, so I related a lot to Teardrops on My Guitar, and like that whole album. I was like, yes, yes. It just really spoke to me. So Debut was really really my thing. And then so I kind of got hooked on her there, and then went into Fearless, which was towards like the end of high school. And again, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of like, but like, girl power. So like Fearless really spoke to me, and like I actually got a Fearless tattoo when I was 18. So yeah, shortly after Fearless came out, I got Fearless tattoo, my first ever tattoo. And yeah, so I've been a Swiftie since then, and she's the one who got me into country music. So I was like, okay, here I am, CMT, Pick a Puppy, Taylor Swift. Okay, I'm gonna listen to the top 20, like whatever. So I was like, who's Tim McGraw? So I was like, I'm gonna listen to Tim McGraw. So it was just like snowballed like my country music era. So yeah, that's how it all went. And then it kind of like consecutively followed like we're basically the same age. Like she's 89, I'm a 91 baby.
Right.
So like all of the eras always fit into where I was in my life, and it still does. So it's like kind of cool.
That's so cool. Oh, I love that
Yeah.
so much.
What about you?
Um, well, I feel like for a while I kind of hated the how I found Taylor Swift, but I have decided it is now a deeply like if I was Taylor Swift, there would be a Taylor Swift song about how I found Taylor Swift because
I love that.
because the boy that I had like the deepest crush on when I was younger, when I was in fourth grade, made me a mixtape. I no longer had a crush on him, but I like capital L had like loved him. He was my first love.
Mm,
So
mm.
in fourth grade, when I no longer had a crush on him, he made me a mix CD, which should have maybe been a clue that he was into me. Wasn't for 10-year-old me. Uh, but he made me the CD, and the very first song on it was our song. And so that became like this song that I loved. And then like later when we were friends in like 8th grade, he was like, yeah, I was in love with you, like trying, that was me trying to get you to love me. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, missed that. Anyway, we're doing great now. He's married to one of my best friends. They're fantastic. It's great. But uh so that was,
funny. Oh my
yeah,
god.
that was how I found Taylor when I was like 10, was through a boy that I had a crush on and then had a crush on me. Um, and then right around that time was when Fearless had come out. So I like had debut and Fearless like right together. And it was Love Story for me. That was like Love Story, Fearless, like they were the songs. I could sing every word. They were some of my first songs on my iPod. I had a little pink iPod Nano. Um, and before they even had a touch screen or anything, they had a little click wheel. Uh,
You're
yeah,
so old.
so I had Taylor. Um, and what's funny is I kind of like I didn't follow as closely in like early high school, like through Speak Now and Red, like but by the
Hmm.
time we got into like 1989, I was like, "Oh, style." Like, okay, we're back. I'm here.
Oh.
I'm all the things. So, yeah, my late high school again and into college and everything was full throttle Taylor again. So,
See, that's funny. Me, it was kind of the opposite. So I went, so it was like debut Fearless. I was still in high school. And then second year university, I met my now husband. And then that was Speak Now. So like mine and, Speak Now, like all those tracks was just like, it was just like first love kind of
mm-hmm.
situation, which I related to so much. And then when we moved away, and like started my career after like university, then it was Red, and then Red was like playing. Like I worked at a wedding dress boutique, and the owner would always play the Red album, and it was like fall, and it was in a new city that was like small town, but it was just it like was my whole vibe. But like at that point I was still so hardcore into country that with Red I loved it, but I knew it was shifting,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a hard time with the fact that it shifted away. So 1989, I loved like the singles, but I didn't like eat it up the way I did with the other ones. So
Sure.
in 1989, Reputation, Lover, I was a little bit disconnected
Mm-hmm.
other than like the main hits that, we would always hear. So with like with like Taylor's version of 1989, I just like beginning to end, I was like, "Oh my god, this is changing my life." Like I had a renaissance in 1989, and then I sat with Lover more than I ever have before, and I was like, "Oh god, so good." Then Reputation, I think that was the hardest one for me to get into. I don't know why, but like now I just can't. I cannot stop with Reputation. I'm obsessed with it. Um, but like it was kind of like working around like those bops that like I knew more than anything else. I was like, okay, we're filling in the blanks that like I didn't like deep dive into for like what, like 3 or 4 years. But like at the same time though, like I was watching her documentaries like Miss Americana and all these things, like I love her and I've never stopped loving her, but there was a little bit of a disconnect. And then came Folklore. I was done. Absolutely like obsessed. So, yeah. It's a journey, like decades long, and it's yeah. But Folklore, I think like Folklore brought me back to life during the pandemic, you know? And like I was in such a low, like I was pregnant with my second and I was like just starting like antidepressants and I was just in such a bad place, and then like Folklore brought me to like the end of that journey and I was like, ugh, I knew I had it in me. Taylor knew I had it in me. And it's just like, yeah, I love it. I love her. She's the best. She's with us all the way.
She is. Well,
Yeah.
and there really is just like, well, it's like everything. I mean, it's why we obsess over Bridgerton, over Outlander, over things like that. It's the same thing too, where it rewards your attention. Like Taylor's music rewards you paying attention to it. It's something that like you will go back to something that you have listened to 100 times, and you'll listen to it that 101st time, and you'll get something new out of it. And like I have been recently like obsessively listening to High Infidelity, like a track that I mean was very good, but it was not, it's not the lead single of Midnight's or anything. And I've been obsessively listening to it and like full body goosebumps. Like this is the most incredible thing she's ever written. And I will have a new one in 2 weeks where I'm like, oh, that's going to be my new thing that I obsessively listen to, because I will have found this new layer to it, either from my personal life or from the poetry of it, or something I saw online where somebody was like, hey, did you know this about the musicality? Because I don't know shit about music like in that way. I don't know anything about pitch and notes and things. I'm obviously making weird gestures on a podcast, which is not helpful. But like it's so great because it just rewards you caring and loving it.
Yeah,
It's great.
totally. It's amazing. And even like I feel with Tortured Poets Department, that one every time I'll listen to it from beginning to end, like anthology, like beginning to end, I'm like, oh, this one. And it's like then you sit with it even deeper than you did the first time. Like recently for me it was like The Black Dog, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like it's excuse my French, but like, oh my God, there's so many things. Like you listen to it and you get it, but then you always experience it a different way. And there's always another song that you're just gonna sit with and be like, jeez, I can't believe her. Like she's amazing. So it's just so great to have all of these amazing tracks to reminisce on, and knowing that they all belong to her again. It's just amazing. And who knows what's to come, but obviously they're still clowning ahead of us. And who knows? I don't know if you saw this. You probably did, or maybe you didn't. Well, I don't know. But people are clowning of like TS12 in that letter
Oh
because
yeah,
of like
is it
the
the 12
eyes.
eyes? Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, of course. Let's go. Like, yes.
Oh yeah.
We're
Oh
back,
yeah. Well,
baby.
and that letterhead, that logo at the top, that is the TS12 logo. I'm absolutely sure that's what that is. Like, yeah.
Yeah, let me look at it again. You're so right. Of course it
Yeah.
is. Oh my God, it's like, it's so Gatsby. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%. Nothing is
Yeah.
accidental, but like, man, she delivered today. I did not expect that at all today.
No. So left field. Um,
Which is why we had to hop here and discuss.
so I thought of a random, like, I don't know if I would call it a game, but a random fun thing for us to do. Do you want to say, like, your favorite song off of each of the original albums that she got back?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to pull up, like, my list of songs to make sure I don't miss any, but, uh,
Are you looking at the full song list of each album?
I think so, and, like, gotta pick a favorite. Okay, so, what do you
Actually, I
think is
don't
your
even need a
favorite?
list. I
Do
don't
what?
even need a
You
list.
don't need a
I
list.
don't
You
even
just
need
know
a list.
yours.
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, how about this then? I will go no list, and we'll go off the top of our heads, and then we can't be held
Okay.
accountable for missing one because we don't have a list in front of us.
Exactly.
Okay. Perfect.
Love that.
All right. So favorite song off of debut. What do you got?
Should have said no. God, I love that song. I love that song so much. Deep in my bones, I love it. It's so good.
Love that.
What
Yeah.
about you?
I think it's I. Oh man. I think it's got to be our song with a very strong honorable mention to Picture to Burn.
Oh, oh yeah. Yes. Very strong honorable mention, Picture to Burn.
10-year-old
Oh my
Cass
god.
was screaming Picture to Burn at the top of her lungs in the car with her girl besties. Yep.
Absolutely. Picture to Burn. Like that whole album though, it screams like revenge in high school.
It
Like,
does.
oh my god. I need to like and before the Eras tour, before the show that I went to, I listened to every song from the first ever song till the end. And every time for debut, I was like, oh, yes, this one. Oh, another great one. Oh my God, I love it.
So good. So good.
Yeah, yeah, so good. Okay, Fearless.
Okay. I think maybe it's cliche, but I think Fearless is my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, it was just it was the song. It was so powerful to me. Again, 10-year-old Cass. And I think it's one that stayed with me so much cuz like Love Story I love, but I've heard it so many times that it doesn't like it hasn't lost its shine, but it's not quite the same. But Fearless has never lost that. It just hasn't.
Never. Never ever. Like, yeah. That is my default for sure.
Yeah.
Fearless. But because you said that, I'll say something different.
Okay.
Okay, my first instinct is 15.
Great.
Because I literally was like 15, 16 when this came out, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to look back on these days, and I'm going to be so much stronger then. Like, yeah, 15 really hits. Really hits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll go with 15. White Horse, close second.
White Horse is so good. One of my favorite things about 15 though is whenever Taylor would sing it at the Eras tour and she would get the biggest grin on her face when she'd be like, in your life you'll do things greater than dating the boy on the football team, and she would be like, like,
Yes,
you can
like,
do both greater things and date the boy on the football team, Tay. We're very happy for you.
both things can exist.
Oh my gosh.
Says.
So
She's
good.
the best. She's the best. Okay, well then now speak now. I'm gonna say mine.
Nice.
Mine. Yeah, because that was like the like love song when we were early dating and stuff. I was like, oh, I finally get to have a Taylor Swift love song related to my life. So yeah, mine was really speaking to me from Speak Now. Huh? No pun intended.
So I think for Speak Now for me, I think it's hard because I would say my top 3 or 4 from the album are all vault tracks. Like, I love the vault tracks. But if I'm going to go like original recordings, I think it has to be Sparks Fly. I think it does. I love that song. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I always kind of forget that Back to December is this album.
Yeah. That's a
Because
really
that
good song.
too.
Yeah.
One song that I love to like jam out to, like I will blast this in my car, is The Story of Us. Like
That is a
The
really good one.
Story of Us, next chapter, let's go. Like I fucking fucking love that song.
That's really good.
Speak Now, yeah. Speak Now is a great album.
Yeah. Well, and
Okay,
then,
but now Red.
oh my God, Red.
Sorry, I'm skipping ahead. I just got really
Nope, you're fine.
excited, but what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say that Speak Now, like the song, is just Kate and Anthony to me now. So that has a deep part of my soul also.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Oh, and okay, sorry, for the benefit, we're gonna have to shout out Enchanted.
Yes. Which
Of course.
it's funny because I love that song. It's the only song that Taylor played from Speak Now at the Eras tour. And yet,
Hmm.
when I think of that album, it is never in my top favorites. And yet I love it. Like, it's not like I dislike that song in any way, shape, or form. It's just never the one that comes around as like a favorite, and I don't know why.
I know, I know. I don't, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but Better Than Revenge. I, I got Better Than Revenge as my surprise song, so I love.
That's so fair. That's so fair.
And I did tell you I'm a Joe Jonas girl. And I got
Yes.
Better Than Revenge and Mr. Perfectly Fine, and I was like, okay, this is
Wow.
perfect. Yeah.
Calling you out, babe.
Yeah. She knew it. She knew it.
Are we going on to Red?
Yes, you start. Red is
Okay.
my album.
I know this, and so I'm gonna not pick the one I'm gonna assume that you're gonna pick.
What if we just assume that All Too Well is like a given and we pick a
Okay.
different song?
Okay, All Too Well is the given. All right, we can pick a different song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is bad. This is gonna expose me as a bad Swiftie. I don't like Red. I don't as an album. I don't. I mean, not all together, but like, I don't. I don't like it. I look at these songs and I was like, these are not my favorite. This is not my favorite era from Taylor. I love All Too Well. I love All Too Well with my entire soul. It's my cry song, but I think what has happened is I have never attached deeply to like any of the other ones, like the Lucky One or Holy Ground or even Everything Has Changed. I've never attached deeply because I had the barrier of entry of I Knew You Were Trouble and We Are Never Getting Back Together and like all the like really aggressively super super pop ones that just
Yeah.
didn't sink in for me. They didn't grab me. Like I still like I enjoy them more now that I saw them at the Eras tour, but I still
Yeah.
don't really like those songs. Like they're just not my version of Taylor, which is and like they're great songs. They're amazingly written and
Yeah.
they're all the things. There's no way me saying that they're bad. I just don't love them. And so I think I never sunk myself deeply into this album. So like my first was I was like, "Oh, nothing new." That's a Taylor's version. Like all of the ones that I love are Taylor's
Yeah.
versions. So,
It's funny. You think you know a person, and then they just break your heart.
I'm so sorry. I do love
Okay.
a lot of
It's
it, but
fine. It's fine. It's fine because not to skip ahead, but that's my feeling with Reputation,
oh, okay. That's
right?
fair.
So I'll talk. Don't worry. Like I'll have this moment with Reputation. It's fine.
Oh,
We'll
wait.
get to
Is
that in a
come
minute.
is Comeback Be Here a Taylor's version or is that a regular one? Hold on.
That's Taylor's version.
That's a Taylor's version. Cause I love that one too. I love. So basically, this era, her cutting room floor in this era would have been my heart and soul, but instead she
Okay.
left them aside, and I like Come Back Be Here is so meaningful. Nothing new, so great. And
You're so
oh,
funny. It's
Starlight. Starlight would be my favorite on this album.
okay.
I like that one a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah, Starlight.
I'm singing in my head. Oh yeah, I love Starlight. Okay, I'll take it. I will take it. Okay. Um, See, for me, it's very hard to pick a favorite. Obviously, All Too Well is the top of the top, but every song I attach to very deeply. So it's like really the opposite of you, which is so funny. Um, but I think in terms of lyrics that keep hitting me back to back to back. I think it's just funny. I feel whatever. I'll just say it. The Lucky One. That's I think that's the one that like really hits me the most because I there's one quote in it. You chose a rose garden over Madison Square, and it took some time, but I understand now. Like you bought a bunch of land somewhere, you chose a rose garden over Madison Square. Like oh, it's like it's I think what it is that red is like the like Midnight's Tortured Pose department is the beginning of that, but then it was halted for the poppy stuff, and that's why I disconnected a bit because I was like, oh, I just wish she could have continued. You know, it's just like there's red and then folklore to me. That's like the same like writing style, the vibe, the like really deep like metaphors and stuff like that that I missed in like Reputation and stuff like that. You know what
That's
I mean?
so funny to me because I would have said that Reputation was like the follow up to that kind of lyrical, like I thought that was her like lyrical maturing because like Reputation, which we'll get to Reputation. I'll just shut up and wait on Reputation. But that's so interesting. Yeah.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
But again, because I'm reliving Reputation
Yeah.
in the last like year and some, I could kind of see what you're saying. But anyways, all to say, the Lucky One would be one of my tops from that. And it's funny because like my lower tier ones would be We're Never Getting Back Together, I Knew You Were Trouble. Because
Yeah.
that's like those are the poppy ones and I was like, I don't want that. I don't want the poppy ones. State of Grace hits. Red, fucking love it. Stay, 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 such a bop. Like, love it. You know?
Yeah. I just realized that Red is extremely good. Like Red being, I mean, not that I just realized it, but we haven't talked about Red, and that is one that I really, really love off of this album, and I don't know why I didn't think of it
Yeah,
because it's the title
fair.
of the
I
album.
mean, red.
Yeah, but it's
But
good.
yeah,
Very good.
because like I freaked out, and I'm gonna veer off track a little bit. But for the summer I turned pretty, the
Yes.
new season, it's like all it's when the song in the trailer the song transitions to red. It's like oh, like you just like feel it.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
remember the song for the entirety except for the end.
Daylight.
What that other
It goes
daylight.
once believed would be burning red, but it's golden, and then it goes smash cut, and it goes, and the door opens, and it's Conrad, and it goes, but loving him was red, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't even watch the show, guys, and I was like, I'm obsessed, what is this?
Wait, you've never watched this show?
I have tried twice. I
Oh.
can't. I don't like it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I have thoughts too.
yeah,
I have thoughts too.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Should we
I'm
do it
always
the
gonna
summer
be
I turned pretty
pro
episode?
broody eldest brother. So I'm Team Conrad just because I am broody oldest brother is my type. So
Obviously, I'm not. Cause that's just us, girl. That's so funny. And that's but I don't know. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. But I love like the Taylor songs throughout. It's very heavily Taylor.
okay, hold on. I have to interject something. Did you watch the Vampire Diaries?
No.
Okay, because I was like, oh my god, you'd be Team Stefan. Because I'm realizing this. I was like, you're Jeremiah, and I'm Conrad. I'm Team Damon, you would be Team Stefan, and this is why I love Anthony and you love Colin. It's the same archetypes over and over again. Is broody eldest brothers and then more like jovial younger brothers.
Yeah. Yep. That adds up. That's crazy. I feel like in every kind of sense, and that's, oh my God, it's so funny. I feel like in every like kind of story, we could pinpoint who's voting for who in every love triangle.
Yep,
That's crazy.
that's amazing. Okay.
Well, I guess we know each other more than I said we did after you slammed on red. Oh
Oh my
lordy.
gosh. It's just my least favorite of the many good ones. Like, It's sort of
That's
like I
the
used to say
correct.
about Outlander, is that bad Outlander is still better than the rest of TV. And like that's
Yeah,
like Taylor Swift. Like my least favorite Taylor Swift is still better than anybody else. So,
exactly. And what's next? 1989? I'm not going to look at a list. I love All You Had to Do Was Stay. I feel like the beat, the like, the lyrics, and it's like, because it's almost like right in the middle of the album, and it's just such a it's like the song that kind of, not that you're losing interest at any point in 1989, God forbid, because it's perfect in my opinion, but like it's just the right song. I don't know, I always like pep up. I'm like, oh yeah, I love this song, and you're jamming and you're in it, just it brings you through. It's a transition song, but in like the best way possible.
yeah. I think I'm realizing this. I think 1989 chronologically, I think 1989 is my very first complete no skips. Like I will never skip a 1989 song.
Yeah,
Like it's so good.
yeah.
Um I mean, okay. I mean, I'm sitting here being like, oh my gosh, clean, and oh my gosh, new romantics, and oh my gosh, like all like. But my favorite song on this album is Style. It is. It just is. It always will be. It's the one. Here's my Swiftie confession. It is the one song I would still listen to that was not Taylor's version. It was the one I gave myself because I was like, the original version of this is like, it was my soul, like etched in, like
Mm,
it was my junior senior year of high school. Like it was that, and it was
okay.
this version of myself like wrapped up into this song. Like my first like real true love that I had was that year. Like
Okay.
that was it for me. And so Style is my favorite, and it just is. I just love it, and I'll never get over it. It's my true love. So
I love that. And you know what? Tonight you can listen to it with no regrets. You can
exactly, I
listen
have
to
no
the
guilt.
original. No guilt.
Yes.
So good. Well, honestly, like, I know we're not supposed to talk about vault tracks, but like, I think my favorite vault track of all time is on this album. Like, I am obsessed. Obsessed with Is It Over Now? It's perfect. It's actually perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe it was not on the original.
I feel that way about Suburban Legends. I love that song.
Oh, yeah. In my opinion, 1989 is the best vault tracks, my favorite vault tracks.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, we can just never have enough Taylor, to be honest.
Yeah. It's true. Okay. So, on to Reputation.
On to Reputation. I'll let you start.
Uh, Call It What You Want is my favorite on this album for sure.
Ooh,
Maybe my favorite Taylor song.
really?
Yeah.
Call it what you want, babe. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit more. Why?
So, I think it may be, which, oh my god, okay, so interesting because listening to it originally, I was like, this is the greatest love song ever recorded. And I still think it might be. However, what I think is really interesting is knowing, and Taylor has been so open about that, Reputation is about Joe, and about how, with the rest of the world turned against her, basically,
Mm-hmm.
she just had Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting since that relationship has ended, and since like we've gotten the Torture Poets Department and more reflection on that relationship, I maybe pick up on some things in that are not quite as romantic seeming as they were when I was younger. But I think that that's the beauty of it, is that like it's the walking with his head down. It's that like visual to me
Mm-hmm.
where it's like he's blocking out the rest of the world and she's blocking out the rest of the world, and they're only looking at each other. And that felt very romantic when I was 17, 18, 19 years old. And now that I'm 27, it's like, no, I don't want to block out the rest of the world. I want somebody who shouts from the rooftops that they love me. I don't want somebody to hide with. I want somebody to live in the light with. And I think that Taylor has gone through a similar
Mm-hmm.
shift, and the world's perspective on Taylor has gone through a shift. So I don't know that I necessarily
Mm-hmm.
think it's the most romantic song in the world ever. I'm waiting for TS12 for some more great love songs. Thanks, Tay. Uh, but I still think
Mm-hmm.
it's still might be my favorite song and one of the greatest songs like ever written. I love it.
Oh my gosh. That's really cool. I'm gonna listen to it after and really like take that perspective with me. Um,
Yeah.
that's a great shout. I love that. Um, so for me, okay, so I'll tell you my favorite song from this album before I sat with it from beginning to end
Okay.
properly. You know what I mean? Like the song that among all of the hits, the singles and whatever that she released with it, this one always resonated with me, probably because it gives the red vibes and the vibes that I was missing from 1989. I love to this day, New Year's Day. I love that song so deeply.
So good.
Like, it's incredible. I've loved it before I loved Reputation, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Um, and it really did like, well, okay, it came to me like in a time where I needed it a lot. Um, but with like all the re-listens, and this might be my pollen heart talking. I love Dress. I love
Dress is
Dress
so good.
so much.
Dress is so good.
I would have
Yeah.
loved that in season three, Bridgerton. It's okay. It's okay. It'll always be my pollen song deep in my heart.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. No, yeah, I love Reputation. I think it's so good, which is so funny because I didn't love it necessarily when it first came out. Like it wasn't my immediate go-to like favorite. Um, but I always had tracks that I liked. But since oh gosh, I don't know. However long I've been like the deepest obsessed I could ever possibly be, like the last, I don't know, 4 years or 5 years or whatever. It's been, yeah, it's great. I love it. And it's different, which I kind of like. Yeah. But
Hmm.
I get why it's, maybe not
Yeah.
some people's favorite, which is understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that a great thing to circle back on is I don't know if you've seen this shortly after, well, after she posted the letter today. I love how in her letter she says, like, it almost felt impossible to re-record Reputation because it felt like perfect to her already. And that in retrospect to when she didn't get nominated for a Grammy for Reputation, she's like, it's okay, I just need to make a better album. So like that growth from her thinking it wasn't good enough to now being like, it's too good, I can't make it better. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so like inspirational. So I really love that. You can't be mad at her. You can't be mad at her for that. Like, and it's got to be hard too. Like the emotions and the association she has with that album to re-record that, it's gotta be tough. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, and that's what I think, like, two of her I would say her two, maybe her two best albums, or at least two of her best albums, they get a lot of love from the fan base and not a lot of public accolades, being Reputation and the Tortured Poets
Mm,
Department. Like,
yeah.
TTPD did not get the love that it deserved at all at awards shows, at anything. Like, it's arguably, but I would
Crazy.
argue it, definitely one of the greatest albums in history. Like, I fully think that.
Hmm.
And I say that in comparison with all the Beatles and the Stones, and, like, let's go all stack it up against them. So it deserved more love, but
Yeah,
it
and people
wasn't. It's
have.
it's not for them.
Yeah, definitely justice for TTPD. And Reputation. They're all so
Yeah.
good. They're all amazing.
Well, and I can. I mean, I can't wait for the Reputation Vault tracks, because it really does make me wonder. Which I know that, like, the Karma album, like the Missing album, is like such a thing. But I'm wondering if, like, it's not so much as an album as, like, 5 or 6 tracks that she was getting ready before she changed directions to do Reputation. Because it's pretty clear that she was going a different direction. And then when everything happened, she switched gears. Because, like, she said that before about how that the only album she's ever, like, had a title first was Reputation. So obviously anything she had been writing before that wouldn't be the Reputation anymore. So I'm hoping that we get kind of that Karma era, maybe, a little bit. In those vault tracks.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for that. And then obviously super excited for debut Taylor's version. That's going to be really fun.
So exciting. Crazy. What a crazy day.